ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie. Here we are again. Sorry about that. The system crashed. If you're watching live and you're thinking, hello, what happened there? The system crashed. So I had to do a quick restart. Don't know what it was. It wasn't the computer system. It was just the YouTube just suddenly said, sorry, just blew a raspberry at me. So apologies about that. Let's just zoom in a fraction. There we go. So we've had to restart all over again. But that's okay, because we haven't lost really that much time, about 30 seconds. Anyway, here we are. If you're watching the pre-recorded of this, none of that will make any sense to you, which is just as it should be. Hello to Carl Osborne. Lovely to see you. Turbo Stream, Ed Loud, Ernie, Glastonbury Gabriel, Days of Yore, Andy Freeson, Nigel Sadler. What's all this about donations to a system? I've had to miss a few days. I don't know. You miss a few days and all sorts of things happen. Nigel, here we go again. Lovely Judith. Barry Stevens, hello to you. Andy Frierson, nice to see you. Linda Kane, problems again. It was just something that YouTube did. I don't know quite what it was. AB, hello Vobesters from Connecticut. Hello AB, lovely to see you. Thank you for coming along. Robert Croser, good evening to you. Found you, says Linda Kane. Marvellous Steve G. Ed Loud, Steve Garnett, good evening to you. Roy Ballinger, Kevin's Rambles, lovely to have you on board. Hello, lovely Julia as well. Nearly missed you out, which I mustn't do that, for I will get a slap. So here we go. Lovely to you. Thank you for coming along on the Tuesday the 5th, isn't it? The 5th of May. And we've got a number of videos to get through. We've got 3 that we missed out yesterday. And I thought I'd just have a look in my almanac to see what is going on for exciting May time. Now, if you might know, on the 5th tonight, we have the, I don't know what that ETA stands for, estimated time of arrival, I think, the Aquarids meteor shower. Anybody know about that? I'm sure Nigel Sadler knows all about the Aquarids meteor shower. Up to 30 meteors per hour, though more often around 10 per hour. All right, okay. As we pass through the dust trail of Halley's Comet, peaks late night and on the 5th and early morning of the 6th, the moon being almost full will make it tricky spotting the conditions. Well, if it's going to be tricky spotting the conditions, don't bother. That's what I say. Silly about the full moon being all like that. So there we are. That's. I just thought I'd have a look in the almanac. Songbirds to look out for at the moment, just so you might want to look out for some. The blackbird, which is a bird that is black. The chiff-chaff, which is a chiff-chaff type of bird. We have the missel thrush, the wren, and the blue-ticked. That is a cold bird. Apparently. So there we go. Nigel Sadler says, are you still selling mugs? I need to order a few hoodies. Wait a minute. Are you still selling, mugs, etc.? I need to sell a few hoodies as I've got paint on my old one. Yeah, they're still on the Bald Explorer website. If you go to the Bald Explorer website, you'll see the shop there. It should still all be working, which is grand. Ed Loud says, hello there. Don't forget to reduce the quality to 1.40 or whatever it's called, to save data. Are we not streaming okay? We should be. I haven't seen any hint of it. Josephine Suter says, hello, been trying to send a video in all day, but it's stuck at 98% all day on WeTransfer. Is there any other way of getting it to you? Well, there might be some other typical type of WeTransfer type firms. I don't know of any offhand. I don't know why WeTransfer would do that. It might be, I would imagine that if after 20 minutes it stayed at 98%, it must be a glitch. So I would just turn it off and start again rather than wait all day. I certainly wouldn't bother with that. It's just probably a bit of a hitch, and so just stop it and start it again. Sorry about that. Are you doing it on the website? People I found who have problems with WeTransfer are doing it on their phone. If you can do it on a PC at WeTransfer.com, I've never had an issue with it at all, ever. Dean Cooper says, good evening from my steak pie. Poor old Dean, fallen into his steak pie, his head poking out with all the little birdie Tweety Buys next to him, like the song, which I can't remember. Ed Loud says, Andrew Norris, hello there. Don't forget to reduce the... he said Andrew Norris. Rami Boo, hello, days of old. The age of Aquarius, says days of yore. I thought we'd got through the age of Aquarius. I thought we were on to the next one, but this age of Aquarius seems to be going on and on and on. Thanks, Ed, but don't know how to do that, says Andrew Norris. Ed was talking to... all right, fair dues. Yeah, sorry about that. I thought you were talking to me. Because Andrew Norris is in the village. Are you still in the village, Andrew Norris, or have you come back? Linda Kane says, does that almanac predict events? My grandfather used to have an almanac every year with predictions. Oh, yeah, wasn't there one by some Nostradamus or somewhere? Wasn't there an almanac written by Nostradamus? And he wrote one for every year that ever was, it seems to me. Only if you order 2021, he hasn't written it yet, though he died in about 350 AD. Something like that. I don't quite remember how it works. There's a bunch of psychics who work at a publishing company who publish them. They're very clever, these psychics, and some of them only last 6 months, and then they get a job doing something a little bit more serious. Perhaps they write for The Sun after that, who knows. Kevin's Rambles says, WeTransfer is the best. You might try resending it, that's what I said. When I try and WeTransfer, it seems to get stuck at 0%. I've never had an issue with it, but I do it on the PC. I use my phone and it's fine, says Barry Stevens, although different phones might have different problems. Hello, says Rick Gordon from Cambridgeshire. Hope it's very nice up there in Cambridgeshire at the moment. Dark Corners is saying hello. Andrew Norris says, yes, I still am in the village. Hope it's going. When do you come back to the town, back into the Zagreb or whatever it's called? Yeah, I tried resending it many times, and yes, I'm using WeTransfer app on my iPhone. I will attempt it tomorrow. If you can get hold of a computer, I mean, I wouldn't trust anything on an Apple iPhone personally, but that's just me. I do use a Windows machine. Old Moors, says Tracy Murphy. Oh, yeah, Old Moors Almanac. Good old Moor. He was a bloke, wasn't he? I don't know from what time he hails, but anyway. Robert Croser, he's the only English man in the village. That's right, they should know him. Robin Marshall says, Old Moor's Almanac, that's the one. Old Moor. How many almanacs has he written? I mean, at what point did he keel over and, snuff? Because it would be nice to know when his almanacs stop. It's like collecting Peter and Jane books, isn't it? You get the first one, you're not sure about the characters, you get the next one, oh yeah, Peter and Jane, and Janet and John, they're another one. Lovely adventures of Janet and John and Peter and Jane until the two met up and became swinging partners. But they go down the park and they enjoy the swings, apparently. Andrew says, on Sunday, Richard. Oh, marvellous. Well, that would be great. Looking forward to seeing you on the Monday show. Don't be late. We might have a special feature which you might be interested. Well, you and others, of course, might be interested. So check out Monday's show. Wendy Laurie says, I have never had an issue with WeTransfer on a PC. There we are, you see. We're doing a nice sales pitch for WeTransfer. Apple, that explains it. Apple, always a pain. I know that Mike Dixon's got an Apple iPhone and it's got this wonderful... whatever you call it, stabilisation on, and it is marvellous, that part of it, but everything else to do with an Apple I really just can't stick personally. Linda Kane says, that's it, started in 1764. Old Moors, how many books did he write? He can't be still writing them, surely. How does he know? I mean, he must have snuffed it at some point. How many books can one person write in their lifetime before actually their head has repetitive strain injury? Linda says it was started by Phileas Moore in Dublin. Oh, so he was Irish. Yeah, and he was probably doubling the output before he even started in his Dublin outfit and coat. Evening all, says Philip Hammond. Good evening to you, Philip. Lovely to see you. And Dean Cooper says Mills and Boone stories. That's the one you want to read. Yes, I'm sure. But I can imagine you, every time you stop your truck and people are unloading, Dean Cooper, that there you are, putting on the Radian Bee with a Mills and Boone book in your hand. And there Gloria stood in the doorway, the window behind her, the light giving a halo to her hair. She slipped off her jacket and looked into his eyes. Yes, I can see the sort of story that you like. Older Moors has been going for 2 centuries. Good God, it's amazing. That must be the most outputted published book that there ever was. If you don't forget to change the calendar to May, says Nigel Sadler. I think that we should do that. Actually, I'm glad Nigel remembers. He's got a vested interest in the calendar. So let's go and have a look at the calendar. I deliberately put the calendar up there so you can't see it. Do you understand? No, I don't. Of course I don't. This is what we've had the calendar all month, which unfortunately you've not been able to see. There it is, the April. Let's turn the page. Let's turn the page. And this is the White Cat in a Snowstorm in May 2020, ladies and gentlemen, with young master Matthew Holdsworth there with a whole load of, I think they are poppies or some sort of red weed or something growing, not red vermilion, whatever it was called. Anyway, that's that. I need to find somewhere else to shove that so that people can see the calendar. I've got to reorganise this studio at some juncture. Anyway, that was the calendar. That was the moment we've all been waiting for. Linda Kane, Rami Boo, and it still comes out every year. Be interesting to see if this year predicted COVID. Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? If it said something like, the locusts are coming. I mean, I can't imagine that old Moore was that clever that he could have predicted, but he may have said the plague would return in some vague terms. Robert Croser says, the other bald explorer. Yes, indeed, the other one. And Kevin's Ramble says, I think the calendar ended up in the bin as it doesn't seem to have seen the light of day since it was printed. Well, we've just been looking at it. That was it. Here it is. Look, there it is. I've hung it out of sight. It's just up there. It's just above the Vobes show, because that's the only other place I've got a nail to hang it on. Nigel Sadler said it was Matt's birthdays a couple of days. Yes, it certainly was. I did wish him a happy birthday. Dean Cooper says, actually, I've been reading books. My current one is The Saboteur of Auschwitz, an interesting read based on true events. Oh, what true events are they? Somebody who sabotaged it so the gas wouldn't come out, I suppose. No, says Kevin. My calendar, Richard. My calendar. Oh, yeah, you did give me a calendar. I don't know what happened to that. It was on the wall, but it may have fallen off. I'm not quite sure what happened to that. Probably Jeff Kellison. Anyway, move swiftly on from Kevin's calendar. I still enjoy my calendar every day, and I thank you very much, Mr. Sadler. Well, what a lovely man you are. There we are. Look at that. Ed Loud says most new top-end phones have stabilisation now. However, beware of software-based stabilisation. It works by zooming and trimming the picture, same as stabilisation in Resolve. Yes, that's true, Ed. It's just as it does on the GoPro, but it's very good in actual fact, because there's nothing in there in the GoPro to actually stabilise. But it is incredible. Because they take, it depends on the image. If it's going to take a big image and then zoom in on it so that it can stabilise, it does a good job. Nigel Sadler says, I think Kevin is referring to the calendar he produced. Yes, I think he is. They both arrived at the same time. His was here. It was. I think it was on the wall, but it may have been out of shot. It may be behind the television now. Anyway, I haven't got time to muck about with all that nonsense. It's nice nonsense as it was, Kevin. We've got some videos to get through. Then I'm going to open up the phone line. So let's have a quick look at what we were going to show you yesterday, but didn't. So first of all, I wanted to show you, ladies and gentlemen, this is from the lovely Julia's dad, Tony Neal, who went for a lovely walk somewhere near Portsmouth. I can't remember exactly where. I should have mugged up on this, but you know me. I'm pretty rubbish at all this stuff. So here it is anyway. There we go. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Wasn't that marvellous? That was marvellous. Well done, Tony. Thank you so much for sending it in. Very much enjoyed that. The lovely Julia has just come to my rescue and reminded me that I passed it on to her. That's right. It all comes flooding back. That's because it would be very unlike me to ditch something that somebody's given me. Everything that people send in is actually here. It may be in a box in an unused place, but it's usually here. What I need to do is to sort out some nice shelves at the back, and so anything that people do send in, things like calendars and ornaments and what have you, postcards, we've had postcards and stuff, so that they can be more on display and actually have little lights that light them up. That would be cool, so that when you've sent something in, you can see it there. That would be lovely. So that is one of the intentions to do. Thank you so much, Tony. Very much appreciated that. Going out into the rain. How about that? That's marvellous. Very good. And nice to see you at the end. I do like to see the people who make the videos. It's I know some people say, oh, well, I haven't got a face for it, but it is lovely, even if it's only for an intro or an outro, to say, hi, this is me and this is my video. Because, I don't know, just hiding behind the camera all the time. So well done, Tony. That was marvellous. We've got some more videos which we will go into very shortly. We'll open up the phone calls just in case somebody is itching to give us a chat on the blower. Also, it helps me know whether the phone is actually working. 0793 4746 790 is the number. We've had a bit of a conversation about gimbals and stabilisation, which is very good. I think they both have their merits. The thing about a gimbal is it will at least keep your horizons steady. But if it's in camera, it's you're less cumbersome. But obviously, your horizons can't go wibbly wobbly as mine do currently all the time. That's because I've stopped using my gimbal some time ago because it was just too cumbersome and too much of a strain. But you might not want to talk about gimbals and technology like that. You may want to talk about some other things, which would be good. Shells for your studio audience. Exactly. That would be nice so that people can send stuff in and we will actually see it. And I need to declutter the background because it is a bit of a mess. I know that. The lovely Julia says, my dad has been a videographer for years too, predominantly Amdram Productions for the last 10 years. And I'm trying to say two things at once. A prolific video production and a very top professional at the same time, if I may say so. Mark Donny McLeod says, I have the perfect face for radio, so I have been told, which is great. I'm very pleased to hear that. Kevin has got a pic. No, that's Mike Angel's got a picture of duck. And Nikki Jess is saying thanks to Tony. So there we go. If you don't ask, you don't learn, says Ed Loud. What is an Amdram production? Amdram stands for amateur production. Amateur, Amdram, amateur drama. You know, like your local Amdram, your local theatre company that's made up of amateurs who get together on a Thursday night to sit round and read scripts and then twice a year put on a production of something like, I don't know, the Harold Pinter's The Caretaker or Guys and Dolls or that sort of stuff. You get like the musical theatre bunch and then those that put on 1066 and all that sort of theatricalities where you get all these personalities who have got big egos, none of them are being paid for anything, and they all think they can do the part better than everybody else. That one, you know, and also where lots of affairs go on behind the scenes because these are people who have ordinary jobs and are not used to the fact that actually they get intimately close with each other when they become theatrical thespians. Whereas real actors, of course, actually do this for a day job, and they don't, some of them do, of course, some of the big stars don't learn, but most of the actors actually understand this because it's a job. That's not me being disparaging to Amdram, it's just that I have been involved in Amdram years and years ago, and I saw it all happen. Ed Loud says, but can you guess what I stands for? What do you mean, can I guess what I stands for? What, as in on what, iPhones and things? Or is that what you mean? I don't know what you mean. You need to be, Ed Loud, you need to be more specific. Robert Baxter says, I like it when a young child has a tantrum and then people say they are very Andram. Is that what? Yes, it's a bit very, very theatrical. The national anthem, of course, is what I stands for. What? I'm sorry. You'll have to explain that. That's just... Where did that come from? Mark Selwood says, I, national anthem, need to teach Nikki drone flying or get her to operate my gimbal. Why is that? Are you getting lazy now? Are you just sit there reclining with your big fat cigars as Cecil B. DeMille and say, oh, you fly it and do all the production. I'll just stand there and take the credit. You can't do that. It's beautiful, isn't it? That's my gimbal flying in the sky as a drone. I can't imagine you sitting on a couch reclining as Cecil B. DeMille, but hey-ho, each to their own. Robert Baxter says, loud, just got it. Glastonbury Gabriel says, what is I in the iPhone mean? Ed Loud said, well, it's rude to sit down during the national anthem, traditionally at least oh, it was a joke, was it? I didn't know what I stands... anyway... Waste of time. Right, nobody was calling in, so we'll get rid of the phones. We don't need those then. That's fine. Right, let's have another look at another video and see what's going on in the world of the video box. So, we have Robert Croser has been out and about. Robert sent this marvellous piece of reportage when he was at, there's a word you don't often hear, reportage, when he was out and about in the green fields of Cumbria.
Hello, Verbonauts. Just listen for a moment. Yep, that's a river. And it's at the bottom of that gorge through those trees. This is I like old roads, and this is an old one leading to Wetherell Priory, where the Great One and I went last year. Did a video there on YouTube. Search for it, it's there. I'm just taking a short isolation walk today. I've been through Wetherell Woods, past two Constantine's cells. They're very old caves that were originally probably Celtic, then taken over by the Romans, then later monastic monks from the nearby priory to hide their valuables and to store food and wine and what have you from when the marauding Scots came, those border reivers, my naughty ancestors. But isn't it marvellous? Just look at those fields, those clouds. It's great stuff. We're heading towards a priory now. You just might be able to see it. Those figures in the distance are my children and my partner. She's not called Maris, she just acts like Maris. In joke. Anyhow, right. We're just walking along the edge of this field. That'll be corn in a couple of months' time. Or wheat probably, I should say. We're just enjoying the spring, early summer sun. We're allowed to do this because it's less than 5 miles from home. The River Eden is the same river that flows past where I live at Rockcliffe, and flows where I live at Rockcliffe into the sea at the Solway Firth. But it's the most beautiful along here. The Eden Valley really needs to be seen. Me talking about it and taking endless photographs don't do the place justice. Little villages nestled along. Wetherell is nice, it's very expensive to live there, but it's a beautiful place. Armathwaite, the next village along, again is beautiful. Lazenby and Coswall, that's 2 villages separated by a river, and it's the River Eden obviously. Richard and Julia have been there last year with my good self. We did a couple of videos there, wandering around Coswall itself, which is the whole village is protected by the National Trust, and Lazenby is like, it's the hub for the area. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to retire there one day. Anyhow, I'm going to let you go now because this is my daughter walking towards the camera who's going to take the mickey out of me. As you know, she's not been very well lately and she's still not out of the woods yet, but she's doing well, she's alright. That's my son there, And I'm going to say goodbye now and see you all later. Doodle pip.
There we go. The lovely Robert Croser, the lovely bit of Cumberland. Well, Cumberland before it became Cumbria. And lots of lush green and some people there that we always see in the background. We never quite get close enough to find out who they are. I believe Robert does sort of indicate that they are people he knows, but I think he's just a stalker, to be honest with you. I think he's just stalking. Wherever they go, he seems to follow. Anyway, thank you very much, Robert. Very nice to see it. Fantastic. Nice to see that it's what is it? Verdant? Is it verdant? Verdant? Lovely verdant green up there, up north as well. I think actually the weather has been really good to us this year, hasn't it? We've had a lot of rain to begin with, which I think just set the plant life. Ooh, lots of water. Then we had a lot of sun, and it went vroom. And it's interesting because I was reading in this almanac, or depending on how you want to say it, almonds or almonds. How do you say it? Almonds, almonds, all mines, all yours, licorice, none of them anybody's. According to this, it says here, it's quite interesting, the nature, it says here, the hedgerows in May. This month, the vibrant lime green of the hedgerow is all but eclipsed in white froth. Hawthorn, the plant that dominates our hedgerows, is inexplosive. A pure white flower, but then so is cow parsley. Wayfaring tree and elder. It's a sympathy. It's not a sympathy. It's a symphony of white. There is a vibrant colour to be found too, though. Bluebells are at their peak. Yeah, that's what it says. They're at their peak. Well, I think you'll find they've all died off. They've all come too early. There we are. So that shows you that this isn't by Old Moore. This is by somebody called Leah Lenderitz. Indispensable by Sir Bob Geldof. It's somebody who I certainly wouldn't, who's in my opinion would be very dispensable. But anyway, that's another story. Let's not get on to any kind of politics. Thank you very much. Everyone's saying thank you very much to Robert. That's very kind of you. It's very good of you to do that. That's lovely. If you've never sent in a video before and you're watching this and thinking, no, I could be tempted to do it, why not give it a go? Very easy. Now, you heard a few people have a little moan about WeTransfer, but actually I think they're very good. I've never had a problem with them. And what you do is you go out with your phone. Where's my phone? There it is. Or a camera, whatever you've got. Hold it up like this. Film something. Film yourself. Say, hello, Richard. I'm currently walking the pig at the moment. Got to take the little pig out before we fatten him up and have some nice bacon sandwiches. Everybody likes a bacon sandwich. Well, not everybody. Obviously, certain religious people don't. But we don't worry about that. Everybody else likes a bacon. Everybody who likes a bacon sandwich, I'm sure. Apart from people who obviously who can't eat bread. And then those people can't have a bacon sandwich. They just have, maybe they have a sandwich of bacon between two other things. Doesn't have to be bread, does it? I don't know why I said bread, actually. It occurred to me as I was saying the bread bit that it may not be to do with bread. It's a sandwich of two things. It could be just bacon sandwiched between two more bits of bacon, and that would be all right. Especially if you're going to put them in the oven and bake them. The bacon sandwich would be lovely. I don't know what my original point... Oh, yes. So then you say I've been filming now because I'm wheat intolerant, can't eat any kind of wheat whatsoever, so I don't have normal sandwiches. I have bacon sandwiches which comprise of bacon and then a bit of bacon, maybe a tomato. Perhaps you're somebody who can have a tomato. I did know somebody who said I can't eat tomatoes now because I had my appendix out when I had too many tomato skins. Can't remember who that was now. Somebody told me in the long distance past. And it's funny when you're absolutely desperate for material and your brain is just pulling the first thing you can think of out of your head so that you don't actually stop talking and have a moment of actual silent air. Because we know what silent air is like. It's liable to hear the moment when you let your wind pop out of your bottom, which we also don't want. So then send your video, whichever accumulation of nonsense that you've produced, send it to me, richard@vobes.com, and I will then shove it out on the show as we do, and it will be lovely to see you, particularly if you are a novice one. Now, I understand that the lovely Josephine Suter has had struggling problems to get hers over to me, so we will wait and hope and pray that your video will arrive for tomorrow's show. I can't say anything else other than that, although, of course, the autocue is going at a rapid pace. I do not know what I'm saying. Mark Selwood says, yes, Richard can bring his drone down to Cornwall. We're not allowed to go down to Cornwall. That is the problem at the moment. Nobody's allowed in. They have built the wall of corn all around the top, and only the mice can nibble their way through. Love bacon, but has to be crispy, says Judith. I agree with you. I'm not somebody who likes flaccid bacon. You somebody who likes flaccid bacon? What about your sausages? Do you like those flaccid or erect? Be very interested to know how you have your sausages and what do you put on them. Are you somebody who puts brown sauce on your sausages, or do you prefer more traditional, I don't know if it's traditional actually, I just said that because I couldn't think of the immediate word, of tomato ketchup, or do you prefer mustard? What kind of mustard do you like? Do you like strong mustard, English mustard? Do you like French mustard, or is there another kind of mustard that you must have? If there is, maybe it's a moustache. Maybe that's what you like on your sausages. Maybe I'm just talking too much. Anyway, brilliant, nice one, Vobesy, says Gabriel from Avalon. Changed his name yet again. How many names, how many accounts have you got? Gabriel of Glastonbury? Gabriel of Glastonbury? Gabriel of Glastonbury? You've got loads of them. Josephine Suter says, fingers are crossed and knees are buckled. Are you rooting for me? Did you get that? Yes, we're all rooting for you. TurboStream says Robert is on the National Cycle Network by the church. Okay. I don't like bacon, says Ed Loud, or sausages. I just don't like them. No religious reason, surprisingly. You don't like... I mean, every vegetarian, if you want to get a vegetarian off being a vegetarian, just have some nice crispy bacon on a plate near them, and you're almost guaranteed to make them drool and go, oh, yes, oh, I can't cope with any more. What, not eating meat? No, bacon's not meat, is it? Bacon it's not meat, is it? I must have some bacon. I must have some bacon. Yes, cucumber doesn't do it anymore. Cucumber. What is that stuff that they're always saying that the liberal lefties always eat? What is it? It's that fruit that comes from overseas from somewhere with a big stone in it, and it's a green pear tear-shaped thing, but it's on its side. We see it on this avocado. That's it. Thank you. Avocado. I'll have a cardi. It's getting a bit chilly in the evenings. Avocado. Why do they like avocado? Why is that the sort of thing that these people have? I never quite understand. And do they eat the stones? I bet they don't eat the stones. I think it's time that we catch up with, who didn't we have last week? Well, the other person we didn't have is Gabriel, and I've been itching to look at Gabriel stuff because Gabriel has been out. He has been out with his new is it DJI or Osmo? I can't remember, one of these. New action camera. And he says the colours are superb and the landscape is fantastic. And he's out there, he's been filming it, and I think we ought to go and see it. So Gabriel from Avalon, from Glastonbury, wherever it is, take it away, boy. Take it away. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? I want one of those cameras. I want to see how comparable they are to the GoPro. Looks absolutely fantastic. Love it. Lovely. I love all the slow motion and all of that. And it's great to see the hawthorn. And we were just reading about the hawthorn here in the book, and it was great to see it there. Lovely, lovely part of the world. I can't wait to get over there and meet up with Gabriel and do some videoing and filming and some cycling around that part of the world. I have to say, I was on my bike the other day, and I was telling everybody. I was telling everybody of a terrible story of this woman who tried to pass me, and well, she did pass me. Excuse me. She came a cropper. She came a cropper as she passed me. But anyway, I won't dwell on that story. Poor woman in her Audi TT or whatever it is. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the bicycle. Bicycle. I realised that my bicycle must be very heavy, because I ride in my bicycle on my little cycle rides that I do from time to time, and there's these big ugly blokes. I don't know. It doesn't matter that they're ugly or not. But there's these big brutish blokes who look incredibly unfit, and they sort of pass me. And I think, wait a minute, I'm a fit young man, you know. You can't do that. And I realised that my bike must be... The gears are not... I've got 3 sets of cogs, so I don't know how many gears that... 15 gears? But when I'm in the lowest of the low gears, it still doesn't go very fast, even if I pedal fast. And then, of course, you get the pro cyclists, you know, the ones in all the Lycra, who, I don't understand. Those ones, the cyclists I cannot abide. I don't mind the big ugly ones going past me faster on their bikes that have got what look like tractor wheels, some of them. Some of the wheel sizes, the thicknesses are just like bloody great tractors. I saw one bloke going along. I thought, what's the point of that? That is real off-road cycling, yet it was on a road. But the ones I don't like are the ones in, you know, they've got the hat, they've got the neoprene on, and they've got the Lycra this, and they're all in black, and they've got all this branding all over them. But when they're on their bike, you know, they're like this. They're like some sort of tabletop going along. And I think, God, I wonder when they stop, their back must really ache. I want to get a bicycle. I want to get a bicycle where the handlebars are right up here. I still want to have the cycle where I stretch my whole leg. I don't want the pedals, you know, where you hardly stretch your legs so they're permanently bent. Don't want that. I like to have a good stretch of the leg when I'm cycling, but I don't want to be there. I want to be up here. I'm not worried about going hugely fast and all the aerodynamics of it, but I would like to have my back erect when I am on the bike. I like to be up here and more visual, obviously, because I don't tend to wear a helmet. I haven't got one, so I can't wear one. And if I did wear a helmet, I would like to have a 1930s stylish helmet. I don't want to wear any of those awful clothes that you see them wear. I like wearing a jacket. I would rather have +4s. I want to wear a tweed jacket, although it's a bit warm at the moment for tweed jacket, but I want to wear a proper jacket. I don't want to wear all this Nancy gear that everybody wears, all this commercial stuff. It just drives me up the wall. And I want to sit more upright. That's what I want. What kind of bicycle would you design for yourself? Tricycle? Tricycle could be quite fun, actually. Glastonbury says that was me taking it out for the first day I got it to try it out. Wow, good man. Where in Sussex says probably a steel frame. Also, you have to have knobbly tyres. Lots of those energy... hang on. It's just skimped up again. Energy on those through fiction. I have smoother tiles as I don't go off the road much. Well, I don't like to go off the road at all, because if I go off the road, you know, it means I'm on the ground. I like to try and stay upright as much as I can. Linda Cadman says, love Gabriel's video, really like the music. You can tell me what it is. It's called Great Choice. Oh, that's good. If you're enjoying the show, 98p full of you, give us a thumbs up or a like or whatever it is. That would be nice. Kevin's Ramble says, Richard, raise the seat. Now, if I raise the seat... No, you fool. You fool. The seat is fine because my legs... You set the seat... This is how I set up my bicycle. You set the seat to a height so that as you get to your lowest revolution with where your foot is on the pedal, your legs are straight, pretty much. Might be a slight bend, so that when you do your this here between your coccyx or your bit where your pelvis joins the two legs, you know that bit where your bum is. down to your bottom of your leg. So your leg is straight at that point. You don't need to raise the seat. And if I raise my seat anymore, I wouldn't touch the pedals. That's the first thing. But if I raise the seat anymore, I'll be doing this to try and get onto the handlebars. I don't want it. I want the handlebars to be much higher. I don't want them up here. I don't want to sit like this. I would like them sit here, this distance. I don't want to be doing that. That's what I'm trying to get at. Get a bike with cow horns, says Ron Langley. Oh, is that one of the? I don't want to be up here either, because I think they look stupid. It's look like people trying to pretend to be on a Harley Davidson when they're not. Bikes are impossible to buy now, says Elf Wald. Are they? There is a second-hand bike shop just up from me. He's got loads of bikes, loads and loads. But I wouldn't want to. I would buy probably second-hand. I wouldn't buy new. Turbo Stream says, yes, Kevin. Most people have the seat too low. Mine's definitely not too low. I've got a large frame and I think 28-inch wheels. We had this discussion before, didn't we, about the size of my wheels? Audrey Forms, a Pashley bike would suit you. I don't know what a Pashley bike is, but I'm sure it's very nice. Hang on, let's go and have a look at Pashley. Is that just the name of the bike, or is that the style of the bike? I've just realised I've got the wrong glasses on. Oh no, I've got... Yeah, no, wait, one moment, please. I've got to get into the disguise. There we are. I thought something was wrong. That's better. I can't read the lines. I've got a tricycle, Richard, but have yet to ride it, says Linda Cadman. Yeah, I'd like an old-fashioned tricycle. I noticed they've come out with new tricycles. I think they're not for me. They're not for me. The old-fashioned tricycles with the springy saddle and the big wheels, that would be nice. You read that wrong. I want to know what the music was in Gabriel's video. Maybe he can tell me. I get this a lot. People ask me a lot about the music I use in my videos. And of course, most of this is production music. Most of this is music for videos. It's not a commercially released thing. Most of us making videos don't use commercially used things. And so very often we don't know what the track is called. I use a lot from bensound.com. And you just use it because you go, oh yeah, that's an appropriate track for the thing. But a lot of people say, oh, what is that piece of music? I'd love it. And you go, well, it's production music. It's music made for videos. And you'll find there are plenty of videos who are using the same old track. But I'm sure Gabriel will tell you, absolutely. Mickey Bain says, you need a Dutch sit-up and beg bike with a basket on the front. Yes, I want a proper practical bicycle. I don't want one of these Nancy bikes that I'm not doing the Tour de France, for goodness sake. With a bell. With a bell or a horn. I want an old-fashioned one of them. They would be good. I will have to keep looking for it then. Dean Cooper says, I have the Team BCM full cycling kit to match my BCM bike. Oh. Really? I did see a bloke. I saw a bloke whose bike was black with a blue strip, like an electric blue strip, and his cycling gear had exactly the same colours. He had black neoprene or whatever the thing is. I forget what you call it. The elastic stuff. And he had exactly... So he and the bike were one. And I just thought, plonker. I couldn't help myself. I just thought, what? Why can't you wear just ordinary clothes? Why like, is every... Nearly said the word sport, but what I mean is every activity now has an appropriate costume that you have to have. And why is it you have to have these names of the brands printed on there? And why the hell would you pay money to put the name of the brand on the outside so everybody can see it? Why, if that's the case, why is the brand not giving you the bloody clothes so that you are advertising their product? Why do people buy something that's got the name of the product on and then advertise it for free for the company? They're paying. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't go into Tesco's and say, "Oh, I'd like a coat, please, that has Tesco's written on it." You wouldn't do that, would you? I mean, you buy a plastic bag. I admit that. I mean, I would like to go in there and say, "I'll have a bag. Yes, I'll pay you 10 pence for a bag for life, but I don't want your name on it. Just give me a blank one. I don't want people to know where I've necessarily gone and got my shopping." But you wouldn't do that with a garment, would you? You wouldn't have a nice sweatshirt that's got Sainsbury's. Every little helps. Well, you wouldn't. Good food costs less at Sainsbury's. Used to be a slogan. But people... Why would you do that? Rant on, says Robert Croser. Yes, rant on and on. What about a penny farthing, Richard? Yes, a penny farthing a novelty would be good, but not practical for every day. Glastonbury says, Pashleys are those bikes with a basket on the front, ridden by ladies of a certain age in thatched cottages. Oh, well, that's not what I want then. What about an exercise bike and your own green screen? Yes, not quite what I meant. Rally chopper. Oh, no, not a rally chopper. Andrew Norris, I was angry about that too. Why don't people mind their own business, says Barry. What was that about? Hang on, I've got to find that now. Where was the comment? This is quite annoying when you see a comment and you think, where was the original? Lovely Julia says, because the specialised clothes are more streamlined, if I were a long distance, especially commuting, I would definitely buy all the gear. Lycra, yes, that's the... I wouldn't, I don't, I hate it. Absolutely hate it with a vengeance. To me, it's a case of bah, bah, bah. There's too many bahs out there. I just think, I think we're just being sold this commercialised, well, you've got to wear these. If you've got this type of bike, you've got to wear these to go with it. Really? Have I? I wanted to do a video. I wanted to walk the South Downs Way. I know you think I'm a bit mad and crazy, but I am. You have to be mad and crazy to do this or you wouldn't get anywhere. I wanted to do the South Downs Way from one end to the other, 100 miles of the South Downs Way. I wanted to do it on video in a bowler hat, a three-piece suit and an ordinary office shoes. And now I would relent on putting a fairly stout pair of shoes on because they are the things that are doing the actual walking, you know. But in terms of the clothes, I wanted to do it in a bowler hat, a three-piece suit with an umbrella and walk it. And the point being, why do people wear the uniform? They wear a uniform. People like to be individual, don't they? And they say, oh, yes, I'm an individual. And then you'll see every other walker on the downs, every walker have a sack, coat, all this sort of metallic, whatever, what do they call it? Technical clothing, and you know, all the stuff that millets and mountain range or whatever they call themselves, all of those people wear. Why do they wear it? I don't understand. It's like, oh, what should we? Oh, we've got to get the right gear. I think people just love it, don't they? I mean, I'm not knocking them. Maybe I am knocking them. They're entitled to do whatever they like. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just asking, why do they? Why do people fall into that category? I think people just love to be nudged, don't they? Oh, we can't just go on the downs and just wear ordinary. Oh no, we've got to go and wear the appropriate thing. And not only that, not only are we supposed to not have an ordinary stick, a nice piece of hazel or a bit of ash. Oh no, we've got to get those telescopic ones now and be seen. Oh yes, look at me. I thought I was a skier. I'm not a skier. I've got these flimsy little sticks. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Or is it just me? Probably just me. Probably just going mad. I am mad. I'm completely and utterly mad. It's all getting to me. This lockdown is getting... Let me out. I want to get on the downs. I want to get out there into the fresh air. Get me out. Oh, yes, I do go out into the downs and the fresh air. Maybe I should be locked up. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, dear, oh, dear. I have 4 bikes in my garage, says Judith. 2 mountain bikes and a vintage rally and a folding bike. Oh, my God, Judith. You're turning into a hoarder there with all those bikes. Do you ride all of them? One of them? Are they for special occasions? I must know. Where in Sussex? Are you the reincarnation of Worthing's Burlington Bertie, who used to stand on the roundabout and wave, says where in Sussex? No, I'm not. Ed Loud says, I go walking in a shirt, a waistcoat and a blazer and people look at me like I am mad. I am mad, but hey-ho, and I love you for that. I think that's what people should do. I think, oh my God, we've had a phone call. I didn't think we were going to get any. I thought, let's not have any phone calls in today's show. Hello, who's calling the Vobes?
Donna Kebab.
Donna Kebab. Hello, Donna.
Yes. Connor from Connor's Dark Corner.
From where?
Connor.
Connor, from Connor's Dark Corner.
Yep, it's me.
How are you?
I'm very good.
Good. It's lovely to talk to you in person. Thank you for sending the video in the other day.
You're welcome.
Good. You're very talkative, aren't you?
Well, you're talking about bikes.
Yes.
My bike actually came out of a dumpster.
Did it? Good for you. And you, rebuilt it?
No, it was already rebuilt.
Oh, what, you mean somebody just threw it away willy-nilly?
Halfords.
Halfords had thrown the bike away?
Yeah. They broke the gear, so I replaced it. And...
You telling me that Halfords, they broke the gear and they chucked the whole bike away?
Yeah.
Gosh, it's worth going to the back of Halfords and having a look and see what else they throw away, isn't it?
Yeah, get a lot of stuff.
Do you?
Yeah, you can find spare bike parts every day.
Blimey. Well, I'm going to nip up. We've got a Halfords round the corner. Well, up on the Lion Farm.
I don't know where that is.
No. Well, it's a place in Sussex, in Worthing, off the main road. But my point is, they've obviously got one there, and it'd be good to go around there. So do you ride your bike a lot, Dark Corner Connor?
Yeah, I ride it pretty much every evening.
Do you? Where do you go?
All around where I live in Bognor, we got a road which has a whole bunch of supermarkets on it. I just ride up that every night.
You what? Ride around the supermarkets?
Yeah, we got like Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Lidl. It's basically a road with loads of shops.
And that's where you go?
Yeah, I also ride around the Bursted Books.
So what do you think about? Are you somebody who dresses up in lycra?
No, I don't like it.
No, I don't like it. I don't understand it.
Silly.
I think it's bizarre, but I do think that people are doing it because they feel they've got to wear this stuff, or do you think there is another reason?
I think some people wear it because of any benefit that it brings or whatever it is it does. But then some people, I think, they wear it because they think it makes them have more priority on the road.
Do they? More priority? Because they're wearing the official gear. It's dark. I mean, that's the problem with most of this stuff. It's black, like the road, and you can't see them until you've squished them, which is no good. Well, no good for them.
No, I don't understand it too much.
What kind of bike is it that you've got?
I think it's called a phase something.
Yeah, what is it? Is it one of the ones that they've been describing? There's an old lady's bike with a basket on the front.
No, it's just a normal mountain bike.
All right, okay, that's all right. What is it? 5 gear, 10 gear, 15 gear?
3 on the front, 6 on the back. I'm not sure what it is.
3 on the front.
Yeah.
So when they said, because somebody else said that the other day, and I couldn't work out what they meant. You haven't got a cog on the front wheel, have you?
No, not on the front wheel. Where the pedals are.
Oh yeah, 3. Oh, I see. Yeah, 3 cogs there and 8 million on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can just go and 2 sets of gear changing knobs.
Yeah.
Good man. I think it sounds a bit like my bike, really. Except yours is newer, but is it fairly new? Other than that.
Yeah, other than the gear being broken, it was completely fine.
I can't believe that they threw the whole frame and everything else.
Yeah, if you want, I'll send a picture to you on Facebook, I think.
Yeah, no, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see. That sounds great. Sounds really good. So do you go? It's a mountain bike. So do you go up on the downs or anything like that?
No, I can't cycle that far at the moment.
No. Okay, fair enough. I suppose going around in the car park there, you're not... Well, I was going to say, probably don't get many punctures, because you might get punctures going up on the downs, but you can get punctures anywhere.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of broken glass around Bognor there.
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot of broken glass everywhere, especially where this woman tried to overtake me. But that's another story. Do you get hassled by? Well, you're not on the road, but presumably, if you're on the road, do you get hassled by cars?
Not that I've not found that I've been hassled by cars.
No, no. Are you a car driver?
No.
No. It's interesting because when you're a car driver, you can see both sides of the coin. You know, if you're a car driver as well as a cyclist, you can see both sides of the coin. But it does seem to me that there's a lot of cyclists out there who have an absolute hatred of cars, and of course car drivers who have an absolute hatred of cyclists. And somewhere in the middle, if you're a cyclist who is also a driver, you kind of got the respect for both, in theory. Unless, of course, you're behind the wheel and there's, two cyclists abreast on a busy road. That's where you want that. Yeah, that's when you want to mow them down.
Yeah.
Because they're going at 2 miles an hour and you're going at 3. It's a bit tricky.
Yeah.
So are you going to send in another video, Connor?
I have been thinking of it. I'm not sure what to send in.
Ah, well, I'm sure you'll come up with something. We certainly enjoyed the bee attacking you.
Yeah, I don't like bees.
No, I don't like bees. Well, I mean, I love bees for being bees. I don't like bees for being spiteful and trying to suck my blood out.
Yeah, I was trying to do gardening the other day and sorting out my potatoes, and they just kept on flying straight into my face.
Yeah, I don't like that. Wasps are even worse.
Yeah.
And hornets? I run from hornets. They're big buggers, they are.
There is a pillbox not far from me if you want a video of that.
A what? A phone box?
A pillbox.
Oh, a pillbox. Yeah, go round a pillbox. That would be good.
I'll go around there tomorrow.
Go around there. If you can find a stick, you can go in there and pretend to be a German attacking the British and go, and then be the British attacking the German back through the hole. And you could be make it into a production then.
I will give it a try.
Yeah, there we are. You don't have to do the silly bit at the end that I made up. But that. Anyway, lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, I'll probably be more talkative next time.
Well, it's all right. You be as least talkative as you like. It's lovely to have you on the show. And it doesn't matter one iota. I'm in a bit of a strange and silly mood tonight. So I'm just getting through the show as bravely as I can.
That's right. It's worth watching the show every night.
Oh, you're a star. Somebody's paid you to say that, haven't they?
No.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you. Thank you very much indeed.
There's something happens to you at night time where you seem to become a whole other person.
Well, this is a different show to the Bald Explorer show. The Bald Explorer show is aimed at really a different audience, whereas this is a bit of a nutty show, and it's aimed at nutters. Aimed at people who enjoy watching a nut. I don't know what this show is. This show is still evolving. I mean, up until lockdown, we weren't showing many videos at all. Suddenly lockdown, and now we're a bit like Screen Test from the 1980s. You won't remember that, but Michael Rodd used to present it, and it was a sort of home movie program.
I don't recognise it.
No, I didn't think for a minute, but I was just showing my age. And people out there who are of a certain age will go, "Oh, Screen Test!" Dun, 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 dun. I can't remember the theme now. It was something like that. Started off with drums. The theme. I'm going to see if I can find it. Anyway, nice to talk to you, Connor.
Nice to talk to you.
Look after yourself.
Yeah.
Good man.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you so much for ringing in. It's been great to talk to you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye. There we are. That was a lovely talkative Connor. I couldn't get him off the phone. But no, do ring back again, Connor. Lots of messages coming through. But I've just got to quickly find the theme to Screen Test. Starts with drums. I used to know it. I can't sing it. Hang on. Screen Test theme. Michael Rodd used to do it. Let's get it on here. Marching There and Back. It's by Sid Dale. Was it really? I'm pressing the button. Nothing's happening. Oh yeah, this is it. This is it. Didn't know it's by Sid Dale. Oh, there we are. The old Super 8s. Got another call coming in. Let's find out who that's from. Hello there. You're calling the Screen Test Remembrance Show.
It's me, Vobes. I have a really quick question.
Yes, of course, Mr. Jeff. What can I do for you?
In all of your videos that you did during lockdown when you were walking around Worthing, you never saw a pickup truck. But what's even stranger than that was you never saw a car loaded down.
A car loaded down? Do you mean...
with stuff in it.
With stuff in it? Yeah, well, I don't think... Because I went early in the morning. Nobody leaves anything in their cars overnight loaded down because it won't be there in the morning. I don't know if that's the answer you're looking for. I'm just trying to think. Pickup trucks. I mean, people do drive around with pickup trucks. I mean, not like your American pickup trucks, but they have a sort of smaller Diddy version. Occasionally, there are the odd Dodge. That's an American make, isn't it? Dodge.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to have a neighbor that had a little Morris Minor pickup.
Oh right. How lovely is that? Little Morris Minor.
Yeah, the guy that owned the bicycle shop in Astoria when I was a kid had a Morris Minor.
Oh, how lovely. That sounds lovely. But in terms of cars loaded down, when you say that car, what, because they would just had too much stuff in them, as in moving furniture or that sort of thing?
Yeah, or a serious shopping day at IKEA.
I don't know that... well, I suppose people do them, but I'm sorry that I haven't managed to film one. Is that a common thing in America then, seeing cars loaded up?
Well, you see more pickups, but yes, you do. You do see people with cars all loaded down. I have never seen a car all loaded down in all of your running around, and I've never seen a pickup truck. I've seen like Ford Transits, but I've never seen a pickup.
I'm probably in the wrong part of the world then, I guess. I'll have to try and get one in next time I see a pickup truck. I will have to try and get one in, and if I see, if I stand near the amenity tip down at the dump, I can guarantee there'll be cars loaded up there. When everybody goes to the dump, their cars are loaded to the hilt.
It just seems strange. I mean, if you don't have a pickup, then you have to load your car up, right?
Yeah, but they may not load it quite up as much as you suspect. Maybe we don't buy as much from IKEA as our lovely American friends.
I don't know. It's very, very odd.
Yeah, it's an interesting observation, something I hadn't really thought about. Robert Baxter says our milkman has a Toyota pickup truck. That's the milkman.
If you watch the Goonies, the movie the Goonies.
Oh yeah.
When they leave the jail and they go around the corner, there's a little white Toyota truck on the corner. That was my truck.
It was your truck, was it?
Yeah, I used to go down there and watch them film every day when they made that movie.
And your truck appeared in it?
Yep, when they go around the corner, when they leave the jail and go around the corner.
Ed Loud is asking, why are they called pickup trucks? Because they don't pick things up. No scoop or hook or crane. Moreover, he said, I tried to pick one up. He tried to pick one up and did his back in.
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out lorry. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. You're trying to figure out what, lorry?
Oh, I mean, it's like, lorry. I mean, it's a name. I don't know. It's always been a pickup truck. I just think it's odd because no one has a pickup truck, but you never see people hauling things. I just think that's odd.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. You've flummoxed me with that one. I mean, I suppose. I can't. I mean, if it was me, a pickup truck would be loaded with books. I'd be shunting my books, taking my books with me. Rami Boo says, I remember one, Jeff, when he went to a churchyard and there was a homeless man sleeping in it. I don't remember that. When he left it there was a pickup on the street overloaded with bags. I figured it had to belong to that. Whatever episode was that? I think Lisa must have woken up in a bit of a bad dream there, because I don't remember that. A churchyard with a homeless man in it.
I'm wondering when she sleeps. When I get up in the middle of the night to spend a penny and you're reading your book, she's on there. I'm still trying to figure out when she sleeps.
She doesn't sleep. Rami Boo she is one of those people that doesn't need sleep. I think. Well, I'm working out.
That was my question. I guess there's no answer, though.
Not as far as I know. I'm looking in the comments to see if anybody's come up with anything. You pick things up with your little truck, says Rami Boo. West Sussex County tips are supposed to be reopening this week. Oh, I bet there'll be queues there. Imagine the queues going there at 6 feet beyond each other. That would be. They haul things in Ford Transit vans in the UK, says J.W. Harville. So we fill up I suppose we fill up vans because you can't see what's inside them. I'm guessing that's what it is. I mean, pickup trucks aren't as ubiquitous here as they are in America.
In almost 2 years I've been watching your videos, I have never seen a pickup truck.
Yeah,
and all of you running around. That's
how rare they are then. I mean, when you see a pickup truck, you go, oh, that's odd. I think because they're open, we might have low loaders and slightly different type of pickup trucks, but there are a few, but I haven't deliberately avoided filming them.
Well, that's my question. I guess there's no answer. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure, Jeff. Thank you so much for calling in.
I will talk to everybody later.
Yeah, talk to you later. Thanks so much. I'll scour the comments in case somebody comes up with another idea of why they're not in the Vobes film. They could be that we're just not allowed to show them. I think there's a government policy that I read somewhere that I'm not allowed to show them in the films in case it upsets our USA friends.
All right, well, stay safe, everybody.
Will do. You take care, Jeff. Thanks for... Where are you, by the way?
Just crossed over from Indiana. Basically, I'm by Vincennes, Indiana, I think.
Oh, okay.
On my way back to Omaha for delivery. Today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning at 6 a.m.
Farm chemicals?
No, actually, kitchen cabinets.
Kitchen cabinets? Wow, there's a novelty.
Yeah, they build them in some little town in Indiana. They claim in their brochures that the Amish build them. There's no Amish there.
Well, I wish you well. Have a safe journey.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
Take care. Bye-bye. Here's a question. Here's a question for Rami Boo, Jeff, and any American out there. What is it with the Americans on when they say goodbye, they barely say goodbye? It's like, okay, talk to you later. What is that? You see it in the movies all the time. All the time, you see it in the movies. And it's like they hang up on each other. There's no... We over here in the Brits, we have this whole, hello, how are you? What have you been up to? Oh, yeah, have you? That's been great. Then eventually, 10 minutes later, you get into the conversation, the point that you were supposed to be ringing up about, oh, yeah. And then they say, well, I'll, catch up, have a safe journey, do this, do that. Yeah, okay. All right, then, bye-bye. Yeah, no, bye-bye. Yeah, bye. Yeah, bye-bye, bye. And then you hang up. But in America, what is it with... It's so bizarre because it's like, okay, well, that's all I wanted to say. Okay, well, bye then. Oh, it's just like... Get that phone down as rapidly as you possibly can. I don't understand it. Oh, another phone call. We got videos to play. Hang on a minute. What's going on here? Hello, Richard Vobes here, international star of stage and screen. Can I help you?
Evening all, Gabriel Glastonbury here, West Country correspondent extraordinaire.
Ah, good. I'm glad we've got the West Country correspondent in. Could you just give us a quick West Country report over there, down there, wherever you are in the West Country, please?
Well, it'll be very nice at the moment.
Right.
The sun wasn't too shiny today.
Oh.
And old Denzel down at Bottom End Farm there, he lost one of his heifers.
Oh, no. He's got an heifer on the loose. Quick.
Well, I think he's lost an heifer because he said the effing thing's gone missing.
Well, that'd be an effing effort to get it back then, won't it?
That would be the one.
So, Gabriel, how the devil are you? Nice camera, by the way.
It's bloody nice. Sorry, excuse my French. It's really nice.
You speak French. I did not know.
Oh, yes, it's lovely. It is nice. Yes, I like it. I do like it.
And just remind me what make it was again. I couldn't remember. Osmo or Omo or something.
Osmo Action.
Osmo. That's it. It's not the Omo
It's made
camera.
by DJI. It's made by the drone people.
Yes.
And it's kind of the people who make the little pocket, the little gimbal camera.
Yes.
And they make that as well. And it's better than the GoPro simply because it has a front-facing screen on it as well.
Yes, I know. I've seen it. I've seen the pictures, and I do want one. I want one.
Yeah.
I want one.
I want one.
I want one.
I want one too. I want one. I'm not going to get one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the trouble, isn't it? It's the trouble. You get one, you go, I want that. That's nice. Oh, look at that one over there. I want that. I want that. I want that one now.
He's got a bigger one than me. I want his.
I want that. It's newer. It's more shiny, and you haven't dropped it as many times. Oh dear. Sorry about that. Yeah. So the Osmo Action Camera, is that what it's called?
Osmo Action Cap. Yes.
Action camera.
Very good. The stabilisation on it is very good. I mean, if you chuck this in one of those cheap little Chinese gimbals for 80 quid, you're going to have cinematic smoothness. It's
Wow.
buttery smooth. It's gonna be lovely.
It did look very nice. I like these slow motion effects. I should do more of that. But when I'm getting out on my walks, it's changing the functions. When you've got a tiny little screen and you're going, oh, how do you do the slow mo again? I've got to up the thing to 120 frames per second. How to get in it? GoPro.
On the GoPro, yeah. On this, I've got a button on the side. You can preset it, and it's like click, click, click. And as you click, it cycles through the different ones. You click across till you get the one you want, and then just hit the record button. You're going. It takes milliseconds to swap over. It's so usable.
Oh, that does sound better. That sounds much better than. I mean, GoPro are great. They're very, very good. I do like my GoPro, but then there's always those little niggly things like not having a screen on the front.
Yeah.
Which
to
they.
Me,
So go on.
I always think technology should be invisible. If it's not, it's in the way. It stops you creating. It needs to be, like a piece of glass. You should be able to not even know you're using it. It should be instinctive. You shouldn't have to think, oh, do I have to go to that menu or this menu? You can just.
I just don't like men. Personally, I mean, you see, I've come from old school big cameras.
Me too.
Corporate cameras, or broadcast cameras, where all the buttons are on the outside. Pretty much.
My first SLR was clockwork.
Oh, there we clockwork. Marvelous.
Yeah, it didn't have batteries in it.
Fantastic. Well, I mean, I used to, back in the old Super 8 days and the Ariflex days on 16mm and all of that. But all of the stuff, manual operating, everything, you knew the camera inside out, and you could do things rapidly and on the fly, and you didn't have to look at the viewfinder you looked at the viewfinder for composition, but you didn't have to go into the menu to go, oh, how do I change the ASA or this or that or this, that, the other? And I just find all of that too. I mean, it's but on the other hand, they're tiny, tiny little cameras that you couldn't, you can stick it in the fridge and open the door and.
Oh, you can do all sorts of things. Just put it on a pole and put it in places you can't go, and it's wonderful.
Exactly.
And the thing is, it's just so usable. I mean, it's just so usable. It doesn't get in the way. You click it, you can be into the mode you want. Bang, bang, bang. You can go from sort of 24 frames per second at 4K. You can go straight through to like a 250 frame per second 1080p doing the slow mo at the click of a button. It's just so instinctive. It's so instinctive.
I'm just gonna stick on the screen if I can get. Oh, that's a bit big. How do I make that smaller? That's far too big. Hang on a minute. Just bear with me, caller. Let's just... Here we go. Look, just so people can see. This is... there's one. I don't think that people can see it.
Yeah. In fact, that one at the bottom right is what I've got. I've got the small rig case. That's worth getting.
Oh, is it? This one down here?
The bottom right.
The bottom right with the...
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That's what I've got.
Is it?
Yes, and it's brilliant. It makes it very rugged. It lets you put a 52mm filter on the front. That's 52mm, that front piece now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so filters, all your camera filters you can use on it now. You haven't got to go out and buy a load of expensive little ones that fit on the front. And another thing is the GoPro 8, they've taken away the replaceable lens cover.
They have, that's true.
That's replaceable. You can unscrew that front lens element and put another one on.
Case for that. So it comes with it. So that's what you want to get then, is it? Or you order that as well?
I got that separately. I was lucky. I got a second-hand one on eBay for 19 quid. They're about 40 quid.
Are they? Blimey.
Yeah.
Smart rig, it's called.
But it's made of aluminium, and it's a solid lump when it's in there. It feels rugged. It feels like it'll go through a thermonuclear blast. It really does.
Let's hope that on top of COVID-19, we don't have to go through what did you say? A thermonuclear blast. What did you say?
That's it, yes. Yeah. A thermonuclear.
A thermonuclear blast, that's it.
Yeah.
Let's hope that we don't have to do that. Although if we do, at least you'll be the last man standing with your action camera.
Well, my action camera will be anyway.
Yeah,
but no, it's very good. The reason I rang up was twofold. One, I wanted to stick up for cycle clothing.
Yes,
pedantic.
Yeah, please do. Please do, because I don't understand it, because, I am of the old school who'd wear a tweed jacket and cycle in +4s if I had some.
Yeah, and then it rains and you get wet and you get cold and you get miserable, and it's the worst thing in the world, cycling in wet trousers. It's horrible.
You could always change them. Could have a spare set.
Yeah, but you still got to cycle home 15, 20 miles in the rain to get to the dry ones.
Oh, okay.
Believe you me.
I mean,
I wear this stuff, but I wear like a tracksuit over it, so you can't see I've got it on, because I think these mammals look ridiculous. But at the end of the day, it's 3 thin layers, a base layer, a middle layer, and an outer layer. Keep you dry, keep you waterproof, keep the wind out, and weigh nothing. And the beautiful thing about it is, in the rain, you do not get cold. I love cycling in the rain when I got the right kit on, because it's a wonderful experience. I really love it. You're not cold. You don't feel the cold. You don't feel wet. You are wet. It's like being in like a wetsuit. You get wet, but you don't get cold. And it's kind of like that. It's brilliant. But I think they look ridiculous, and mine are all bright orange to go with my bike. I wear high vis. I think people wearing blacks with no lights deserve everything they get.
Well, I can't say I'm convinced, because I'm not slipped my naked form into one of these liquid suits that
No.
I've not yet done that. I did once was given
Thick sack of potatoes. That's what I think every time I'm climbing, which is why I put a tracksuit over the top.
Yeah. So does that not defeat the whole thing then? Suddenly you've got all this sexy gear on that's showing your rippling muscles, and then you've hidden it all in this tracksuit, which you're going to get hot and warm in and bothered.
Well, lightweight, some lightweight over top. I normally wear something over the top, even if it's a pair of shorts. In the summer I got like mountain bike shorts.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the other thing is tight jeans. Cycling in tight jeans, it's really hard work, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't cycle in tight jeans. I can't think. I mean, shorts. You could wear shorts, couldn't you? Some nice, not beige. What am I thinking? The sort of explorer colour shorts.
Yes, khaki.
Khaki. Some nice khaki.
Good old British khaki.
Good old British khaki. Some nice canvas jacket. That would be all right, wouldn't it? Canvas jacket.
You've got the pith helmet, so I mean that would protect you if you come off. You're off.
Yeah, definitely. That's it. Yes. Actually, a pith helmet. I should wear the pith helmet on the bike. That would take the pith at all, wouldn't it?
It would take the pith. I think it'd be excellent. Yeah.
I think that would be the thing. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I think that is a stroke of genius. I've got to get the nice khaki canvas jacket to go with it, because I think it is. I do think that how you look on the bike is good, and I think the Tour de France people fair enough. They're doing it to race. They're all showing off. And, they all seem that they're, very, very dedicated to their cycling, and they want to go, and they're going as fast as they can. They're not about looking at the world around them. They're just looking at the tarmac and trying to get to point B as swiftly as they can. I understand that. And I've got no problem with that. Just keep off the road, get out of my way, and stop overtaking me and making me feel... and make, at sort of 90 miles an hour. Boom! What was that? Oh, that was one of the neoprene boys. Boom! And away. Not
too pro to say hello, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they're too. Yeah, exactly. They don't smile. They don't.
No,
they
they
just
don't.
look down their noses at you, and they're sitting on a $2,000 bike or whatever, and it's as light as this, that, and it. And I think if they really want to do some exercise, ride my bike, heavy steel thing. They only have to go 3 miles. They know they've done it then.
Can I let you into a secret? What really pisses those guys off more than anything else in the world?
Oh, do tell.
Well, I've got an electric bike.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look anything. It's just a bike with an electric motor on it. And if I get one of those guys come past me, I just drop it down a cog and go, boom, and I just leave them in a pile of dust. And I sort of wait. I'm pedalling casually as I go past, obviously not making any effort, and they go pedaling as hard as they can, and I just sort of sail past and waving at them. They don't like that.
Do they not? No.
They hate it. They do not like it at all.
That's the one. I will have to get an electric bike next then.
Oh, it's definitely the way forward. Anyway, the other reason I rang in, just on a little more serious note, the film that you showed tonight, and thank you everybody for your kind comments. Actually, I was going to put some voiceover on it, but I like the music so much I didn't, because that's actually quite an interesting part of the geology of the area. The Glastonbury was an island. Some people call it the Isle of Avalon, and it was an island surrounded by boggy marsh, which was drained later on. But it was a natural island, and it was made up of the 3 hills: Weir, Hill, Chalice, and the Tor. The walk I was doing, I was actually walking along what would have been the shoreline of the island at that point. To my left, as I was coming along, you saw the hill where the land rose. That was actually the beach going up. I was walking on what would have been the base of the marsh, and that was actually the hill going up on the shoreline. And the other thing is, the other reason I was down there, I was doing a bit of a recce because there's something I wanted to look at for ages. It's called, I think, the Millbeck Stream or something. It's actually a mill race, and it was created in the 12th century.
Wow.
And it runs for about 2.3 miles. And where I did the slow-mo weir, it comes off there. And where the hawthorn bush was, that stream I was walking, that was the Millbeck, because I'd left the brew, and that was the Millbeck. And so I'm going to go back and do another film where I'm going to trace the entire length of it, because it goes right through the town, past the industrial area, past one of the earliest Bauhaus factory buildings in the UK, I believe, at the old Moores Tanning Works, and on through some old mill beckery and all around the back of Glastonbury. Hopefully it's going to be really interesting.
And so that mill race, presumably several, quite a number of mills along it.
There were. There's another one at Beckery where there's nothing there to see. Look like that other one that you saw. Yeah. But there is another one. Yes.
Yeah. Because
that was all done by the monks. You see.
Yeah.
Because they had these mills.
And they had the rights. They had the right. Nobody could do their corn unless they went to the local monastery or abbotstry. Abbotstry? What am I talking about? Abbey.
Abbey, that'll be the one.
Yeah, the Abbotstry. Have you been to the Abbotstry?
No. Did you flush it?
No, not recently. It's quite onks. It onks like those bikes. Onk.
Oh,
well, listen.
I'm going to let you go.
Okay, Skips. Nice to talk to you. Thanks for putting me straight on the Lycra.
Yeah, my pleasure. And I'll send you a little email about the camera and my thoughts on it. And I'm going to do a little another video here in the studio. And I'm actually going to go through my blogging gear because the camera was the easy bit. It's what goes round it, getting that right. The handle and the lights and all the bits you clip on, so that it's mobile, it's easy to use.
Yeah, rigging it, and you've got a microphone. You can have a mic jack into it, can't you?
Yeah, I'm using. I've got a little. I'm using off board. I've got a Lavalier wired into a Zoom F1,
Mm-hmm.
and I also have a microphone that I can clip onto the Zoom F1. I'm not plugging into the cameras at all. You need to buy a little gizmo. It's about 30 quid to put audio
Yeah,
into the
I mean,
camera.
to be honest, I mean, it's sometimes it's nice for speed to be able to just switch the camera on and quickly do something. But I prefer to do separate sound because you get better quality.
You do.
And you've got more control anyway, as generally. But, it's a faff. It can be a faff. But lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much for calling in.
My pleasure.
I want one, I want one, I want one, I want one, I want one. I want one. Anyway, meanwhile, back at base.
I mean, apropos. Nice one. Talk soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go. Lovely Gabriel, who takes us up to the end of the show. And did we get through all the... yeah, we got 3 videos. We got one from Kevin, one from Barry, and one from Adrian. And Adrian's one is the part 2. We are going to show that. We're going to show that now because it's very short. And then we'll say arrivederci. Thank you, Adrian, for sending it in. We saw the first part yesterday. We will see the second part. It's very short about the canals up in Birmingham. And here it is now. It's not now. It'll be in a second when why isn't it now? It should have been now. It should have been. Here it is now.
So I don't know if you can see this island there, but back in the day there would have been a toll house, and then they would have collected the tolls as the barges came up and down the canal. So over by the other lock, I shall show you what remains of the reconstructed toll house. This is what is left of the reconstructed toll house that would have been on the little plinth that we saw earlier on, just now. You see the little octagonal building. There would have been a roof on there. You see the chimney, the fireplace for the person collecting the tolls as shelter from the weather. Sadly, this one again has been vandalised. And you can see inside they've reconstructed the fireplace, the chimney. And there would have been a pitch roof on here. It's always a shame that they vandalise these things. That's what happens in Birmingham, unfortunately. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little tour of this canal junction at Smethwick Locks. So it's goodbye from me, and it's back to you in the studio.
There we go. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Adrian. Really nice. And what a shame. It's a shame that they do that, the graffiti artists and the vandalism that goes on our heritage. It's a real shame, even though it's a reconstruction of the original thing. Anyway, thank you so much for going to the effort and making that 2-parter for us. And I'm sorry that we had... we showed the first part yesterday, didn't we? I'm sorry it's taken so long to get to it. We have 2 more. Kevin has got one, Ed Loud. Ed Loud was saying, has Kevin got one? Yes. And he will be we'll be playing it in tomorrow. Promise you that we will do that. And also we have one from Barry. A lovely one from Barry and Faden. So sorry, Faden, if you've been waiting for your wonderful moment. I do apologise. We will do that tomorrow. Sorry about that. It's just the way they crumble cookies, as it were. Beachwriter says, phone politeness isn't taught. Oh, here we go. Phone politeness isn't taught in the USS anymore, as in penmanship. In fact, longhand writing isn't taught in school now. Most high school students in US cannot read longhand writing. Is that true? Is it like reading mystic script? That is incredible. I mean, I don't think anybody's taught anybody in the UK how to say goodbye on a phone. It's just we've always had this English politeness, I suppose. This, oh, hello, how are you? Yes, what have you been up to? Have you? Oh, really? Itching to get to the point of what was it you wanted to say? It's like, but if you and someone said yes, that would be too abrupt. You answer the phone and go, yes. It's too abrupt. You go, oh, hello. Yes, it's... I mean, some people go through the rigmarole of actually saying their number. Hello, Worthing 497214. It's like, yeah, I know that. I just dialed it. I mean, why did they used to say that? You know, hello, Worthing 66744819. Oh, yes, Mrs. Jones. Yes, it's me speaking. Oh, hello, Mrs. Jones. It's me, Barbara. Oh, hello, Barbara. Is that Barbara from 21 Acacia Avenue, in case you're asking? Yes, it is. We met only earlier this afternoon. I'm your longest friend from school. Oh, yes, I know who you are. Thank you so much for calling me. It's so delightful. We just can't help it. We just can't help it. So it is very strange when we're talking to, like, Jeff or whatever, and they say, yeah, bye. And the phone just goes down. It's like you're left holding the phone going, oh, bye-bye then. It's a very odd feeling. But I realise, you know, I do realise that. So the video was very nice. And yes, shame about the graffiti. No worries, Richard. No worries, see it tomorrow. If you have a shorthand, you could reach the page. If politeness means saying bye a few hundred times at the end of the conversation, it takes brevity instead, says John Berger. It's, I guess it's down to, it's like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's the same sort of thing. You're saying goodbye. You've to the British, you see, a conversation is a symphony. You're having a slow movement, a gradual beginning. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-dee, da-da-da-da, and then you get into the conversation. You get into that. And then as you come to the end of that conversation, you just come back to that bye-bye, then bye-bye, 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 then bye-bye. You put the phone down, no, you. You put the phone down, no, you. You put it, you. That is Marching There and Back by Sid Dale. I found something out today I didn't know. That is the wonderful Screen Test theme. Woohoo! That's made me so happy. Thank you so much for watching. So lovely to see you. Richard, please write Lancing comment. Yes, what's your last Lancing comment? In big capital letters. What was your last Lancing comment? Graffiti Punks Works. No, it wasn't that. I'm just looking at your Lancing comment. I can't see it. Rammy Boo. Rammy Boo, where is it now? Let's have a look. It was in your North Lancing video. I remember thinking it was surprising, for it was the first time I remember seeing both a homeless person and a pickup truck in your videos. 104413. What does 104413 mean? I don't number them. I don't know the number. Is that the number of the homeless person? We should give him a ring, see if he answers up. 4411103. Hello, is that 4413103? Hello, yes. Yes, are you homeless? Are you really? Are you in a pickup truck? Yes, lovely Lisa in America liked to see you. She thought you were quite dishy. And, yes, she's looking after her mother at the moment, but I'm sure she'll be free in a couple of weeks. Yes, that'd be nice. I'll set it all up. Thank you so much. Thank you. You put hang up first. No, please, you hang up first. No, I can't possibly hang up. No, you hang up first. It'd be awfully nice if you did. Just go and put the phone down. There's 2 minutes 44 of that. I'm not going to play it all. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been lovely to see you. I hope that we will do all this again tomorrow at 8 o'clock. It will be good. And I shall be reading my book, North by Northwest. No, what is it called? Norwich Under Fire? No, it's called Narrowboat. Narrowboat by LTC Rolt. Yes, that's the one. 2 o'clock UK time, British summertime. See you then. Take care. Bye-bye. Bloody thing won't... Bloody thing won't bloody play. Why won't you stop? cocked it up, didn't it? That cocked it right up. Eric,
You what, sir?
that's all your fault, you know.
My fault, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to do it, sir. Honest, sir.
Look, you take this
Ow, sir, don't hit me, sir.
and that.
Oh, sir, no. You're so mean and nasty to me, sir.